Life and art are so much more fun when there's a bit of magic to it. And I'm not talking about fantasy style Harry Potter magic. I mean the mundane little things that happen every day, such as a cute little snail at your doorstep or a full moon shining bright during the day. These things that shock, awe, and delight us. One art style that merges that everyday with emotions is magical realism. This is the style that I enjoy most for my own art. Magical realism is literally what it sounds like. It's taking realistic people, places, or scenes and then adding supernatural elements to them to convey an emotion. And like I said, it doesn't include fantasy elements like vampires, werewolves, or aliens. These are too far from reality. It can include animals we find in nature that have supernatural qualities to them, like turtles, owls, butterflies, frogs, or fireflies. These animals can be used in magical, unexpected ways. Like in the movie Practical Magic, when the bullfrog plays an important role in spitting out the villain's ring, leading to the discovery of his body. Or in art, the animal could be sitting atop a person's head or being held in their arms. And these animals are symbols that infuse meaning into your artwork when you use them. Here are a few examples of animal symbolism. Frogs are associated with transformation and protection. Turtles, longevity, protection, wisdom, and representing the slower approach and pace to life. Owls are widely regarded in folklore and spirituality as mystical, nocturnal beings associated with wisdom, intuition, and clairvoyance. And fireflies symbolize magic, hope, and the inner light. If you put these into your art, you also bring that meaning into your work. Here are a few famous examples of magical realism in art and cinema. You can think of movies like Stranger Than Fiction and Amelie. These are two of my favorites. And one of the most magical realistic painters is Frida Kahlo. All of these artistic examples take simple life with quiet characters and mundane everyday scenes and brings out the inner emotions and complexities of them. Here are some of the key traits to magical realism. Of course, there must be some magical element. The viewer has to come to terms and accept that the magical thing is just normal in context. Whether it's a talking dog or in Stranger Than Fiction, Harold Crick hears a narrator describing his life. It's something that makes us go, huh, that's different, but what does it mean? And this story, scene, or visual item is usually just an everyday, mundane thing, like the entire movie of Amelie is just her daily life in France. And for Frida Kahlo's work, it's literally self portraits of herself sitting with her animals or in her bed. But little magical things happen in these scenes. And the magic in the art helps create an outward emotion of the character. Amelie's heart and whole body falls to a puddle of liquid after she missed the opportunity to meet her love interest, Nico. Here's something that you must remember. The magical elements in your art do not really need to have logic to them. Instead, they can provide a sense of an experience, feeling, or special moment to the viewer. Both Harold Crick and Amelie are quieter characters, but it does not mean that they don't have feelings. They may not just be expressing them outwardly. So the movie uses magic through narration to fully tell us the complexities of these characters. Only if we all could have a narrator tell the world more about us, it would make life so much easier. The question is, how do we apply this to a static piece of art? And that is through the use of symbolism and merging a real concept with the symbols of another concept. There are many symbols that we have learned that can reflect human emotions. A sunny day can feel like joy or happiness, and a cloudy day can feel moody or sad. Here are three pieces of my own artwork where I have drawn a person with a coffee cup. Each expresses a different emotion. It's not just someone drinking a hot beverage, but it's about creating a moment with emotions. The first is a woman in awe in a meditative moment. This drawing was inspired by the phrase, "Stop acting so small. You are the world in ecstatic motion." It's the idea that we're not so insignificant. We're literally all made of stardust and the same as the entire universe. And the sheer act of drinking a hot beverage on this planet in a dark universe is just miraculous. And that's why I brought in dark blue to show that she's in a galaxy and celestial elements radiating from the drink and some planet rings around her bun. The second is of a woman on a walk in pure joy with a hot drink, and the steam forms a heart around her face. We know the symbolism of a heart means love and happiness, and merging this symbol into the scene creates that emotion of how she is feeling right then and there. The third woman is in a moment of self care. Drinking tea is her way of relaxing and represents a moment to herself. You would never see a large teacup like this in real life, but transforming the tea into a bathtub creates a magical moment of relaxation. I would suggest brainstorming ideas on how emotions can be represented by symbols. One great form of inspiration that merges symbolism with emotion is poetry. Poetry. I will often take a poem that is already visually rich and draw my interpretations of it, or use well known symbols like the weather or nature. And when it comes to emotions like sadness, you may show rain clouds or a wilting flower, or use colors like blue and purple. To show anger, you can show a storm or a woman's hair flying all around, and you can change the colors to red and oranges. To show happiness, you could use sunshine or a beautiful day with a sailboat. To show peace and inner calm, you could make the inside of a person a peaceful scene. Merging many concepts will bring greater depth to your work. And if you want to try this yourself, I recommend taking an everyday scene like drinking a hot tea or coffee and thinking about the emotion that you get from that moment. How can you represent that emotion with symbols? And that's a really good way to start. Find the emotion you want to convey and then merge it with symbols. Now, I hope you found this interesting. If you want to see more of my artwork, you can visit my website at jennycaldwelldesign.com or my Instagram page, Jenny Paints with Pixels. Thank you so much. Have fun and happy creating.